Hopefully this thing worked. Damn. I've been trying to get this live thing going on for the past couple of minutes, man. This shit is just not working. What's going on, YouTube people of the world, man? I just be chilling. And I'm chilling right now. Take a walk or something. Oh, pardon me, bro. What's good? What's good? Am I able to see chats? How does this shit work? I want to find some way to just sit down and chill like I was doing before. But that ain't what's happening. What's happening though? Welcome to New York City, the Midtown area. You know what I mean? Word. What's going on? What the fuck am I talking about? I have no idea what to talk about. I just did the shit live just to do the shit live. Man. Kanye, the man's been on medication. I guess he had an accident, a recent accident of some sort. I don't follow the dude. I couldn't name any of y'all 5 Kanye West songs. I never got into him. And I'll say the exact reason why I never got into him, or one of the leading reasons. A, I'm not a big fan of that pretentious glamour kind of music. It's never really been my thing. That's why I really also don't fuck with Jay-Z. And I guess an extension of not fucking with Jay-Z, I don't fuck with him. Shout out to the one person that's chilling, that's watching. Peace and power to you. Yeah, I'm talking about Kanye West. I never got into him. Can't name 5 songs of his. Fucking he's yeah, can't name 5 songs of his. So I never got into him. So I guess he got into an accident or something recently, something like that. I don't know. But he had liposuction and they put him on all types of medication. He said he was hooked on the opiates and all that. And so he has this little rant on TV, on TMZ, commands the attention of the entire crowd in the building. That was just an attention grab. I mean, I guess that's kind of his thing. He's doing an interview for TMZ and he thinks he's on stage in front of 50,000 people. So he commands the entire room, and it was such an uncomfortable looking situation at first. But then eventually the crowd of everyone in the office, they kind of started grooving with him. Little call and response thing, show your hands if I said something that touched you, and all that stuff. But the big thing of that interview is him saying that 400 years of slavery for black people seems like a choice. Like it must have been a choice for black folks who have been enslaved one way or another for 400 years. Now, a lot of people see something negative in that, but there could be something positive in that as well. Now, the way that he's conveying it, I can't say what's on his mind, you know, what's in his psyche of saying that, because even when they ask him, you know, he gives the artist response. He says, oh, well, it's art. I say things and you take it how you want to take it. You interpret it for what you want to interpret it for. And that's fair enough. But the way I interpret it is more like, in comparison to other cultures, the Jews, the Irish, other different people that have faced indentured servitude or slavery themselves, a lot of times they fight. Now, granted, on transatlantic slave ships, there were motherfuckers that would take their kids and jump the fuck overboard. So don't get me wrong. It's not like during the slavery times, everyone was just pussy and nobody was like revolting. Nat Turner, you know, there were revolts, but I guess by larger numbers, they went with the flow. They let the babies get ripped out of their women's stomachs. You know what I'm saying? They let their women get raped and impregnated and leaving the people that look like me. You know what I'm saying? White slave master raping mammy. You know, the one that they forced to raise their own children, to raise the white people's children. That's what they would do. They would take the mammies, because, you know, black women have a very nurturing spirit, very in tune and in touch with the earth. Such a how long this shit came out for. But what I got from Kanye West's statement about 400 years of slavery sounds like a choice, is to reignite or ignite a spark of liberation in the minds of black folk. to say, look, you can control your own reality. Because Kanye was also mentioning simulation. He probably reads a lot, or I don't know if the nigga reads it all, but he probably watches and studies a lot of stuff that suggests this reality that we live in is a simulation. And part of the ideals of that is that you have control of your own simulation, and you are your own God, which I do not agree with at all, that you are your own God. However, your existence is yours. No one else can feel your heart. No one else can take control of your existence on the deepest inner core. So to a degree, your ass better be a liberated individual person and not go along with the fucking android robotic movement of indoctrination. And that's what I was getting from Kanye West's vibe as a whole. Whether it was intentional or whether that's what he meant or not. Because you ask him what he means, as I said a little earlier, he takes the artistic, the artistic response. Oh, I'm an artist. I say stuff and you interpret it however you want. To mimic that old Def Jam poetry type of vibe. Remember when poets used to talk like that and then do that? I couldn't stand that shit. I am so deep, so fuck all that. But that's what I got from his comment, saying like, yo, make your own choices, take control of your life. Now, granted, one big elephant in the room kind of is the fact that Kanye West is not in the financial and the economic finance. He's not in the economic and social condition of the average black man and woman in the United States. By no means necessary. You know what I'm saying? His partner is not even a black woman. And his partner isn't even a woman that he took from the standard economic and socio-political situation of the average black man and woman in this country. He didn't raise her up. She was already rich. And she is not a black woman at all. So that in itself, so him being the avatar of some, it's a choice and you control your own reality and you can do whatever the fuck you want, I don't think he fits the best mold to be such an avatar, in my personal opinion. However, the message is still very strong, my interpretation of that message. You know what I'm saying? Resist, resist, resist. Resist being a slave at all costs. You know what I'm saying? Whether hard body, indentured servitude, or worse, ripping your woman's stomach open and raping the mother of your children and forcing you to pick cotton and raise corn and all that stupid shit for no pay, or from the level of just working a mundane ass job 30 years and hope for a retirement and living your complete life, giving 8 hours or more, simply deep in the place, what's happening? Giving your life 8 hours or more a day, and then looking to the weekend, looking to that Friday night, and looking to that Saturday night. That's my day of freedom. We have us free after we bust our ass and give into this machine, while we get a very small fraction of a percentage of the money that we generate for this entity that we work for. As LA would say, and I agree with him on that, that's a form of slavery. Now, at the same time, I don't just shit on people having jobs. You know what I'm saying? But it's like I said in this song when I'm writing, jobs are temporary means, they're survival tactics. A place to stack chips and invest it in a better scene, which basically says, yo, sure, do what you gotta do. Get your hands in the dirt and do someone else's work for your little crumbs, but stack your crumbs. Strategize. If you work for a particular company, learn. Do something that's gonna be more valuable to you than the $20 an hour you get. You know, like if you're doing, I don't know, if you're doing party, like one of my friends for Kickstarter, he used to do party and event coordination for them, He was making roughly 20, 25 an hour or something like that. You know, so he got to learn how they organize and arrange events. A top company like Kickstarter at the time. I don't know if they're shit today. And that's a whole other. They were racist to him and fired him on some straight up racist shit, whatever. So he had a double. He was indentured serving, getting little small crumbs, and he was facing throwback racism by folks, you know, shitting on him for being a black man. And he got canned for it. But the point that I'm saying is, all right, he did party event coordination. He was learning a skill set. Take that skill set and do something with it. Oh, thank you, Simply D. Yeah, Simply D. Much appreciated, good sir. You know what I mean? Got the, you know what I'm saying, little kicks on. I got some shit spilled on there. Size 17 wearing ass. But yeah, if you just tuned in, I was kind of recapping the Kanye West situation, the statement that he made that 400 years of slavery sounds like a choice. And on the surface, yeah, it sounds a little crazy. But take with that message what he himself says he meant. And he himself spoke as an artist, saying that I'm not going to give you my personal interpretation of what I meant. It's art. It's abstract. So take with that what you want. You know, give it an abstract definition that fits you. And my abstract definition that fits me is at the core, even if having to face death, don't let people pull your strings. You're not a fucking puppet. Now, I was watching something where it states that slavery in the United States technically began in 1619. The year 1619. So interestingly enough, 400 years from 1619 in the United States of America will be next year. So that's kind of interesting. I could go into like other avenues about that, but I'll just leave that little caveat where it is. There you go, the dollar pizza spot. You know, for $1 pizza, they actually got decent slices up in here. But yeah, what's going on? Simply, how you feeling today? You know what I'm saying? What else is good to talk about? Let's talk about Styles. I see he's live right now. We got his daughter on the show, and I believe he was talking about I believe he was talking too. I only checked in for like a couple seconds because I, you know, in between trying to go live. Oh, I'm chilling, man. I just be chilling. That's what I'm doing. About to hit this gym, head it in. I done dropped a few pounds. I was like 245. Got on the scale today. My shit says 230. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm doing it. Raising the muscle, shedding the fat, doing what I gotta do. Feeling good. 40 years old, believe it? Aside from the grays in the beard, I think 40 is remarkable for my physical appearance, if I must say so myself. But yeah, what was I talking about? Styles. Yeah, he got his daughter on the show, and I believe he has an ex of hers on the show. And he was talking about, I could be wrong, he tuned in for a couple seconds. But it sounds like he was talking about the history of said ex and some bullshit he did, man. I hope he don't beat that dude's ass, because I don't know if he's live in his house or not. I'm not a father as of yet, but so I can't speak from experience, but I don't know if I could be even in the same vicinity of someone that done played my daughter out in any type of way or form. So, you know, shout out to his resolve and for having that show, expressing what he expresses. If he leaves it up, I'll catch the repeat. James Gordon, what's happening? But most specifically, I wanted to talk about the fact that he got his
welcome to New York.
Welcome to New York. Have fun. Yay. I wanted to talk about how he got his. They gave him the, well, they didn't even give him his freedom. It sounded like he demanded it. He did some court wizardry and got to the ins and the outs of the court system and figured out the game and worked his shit out and has his freedom now. Doesn't have to worry about facing 4 or 6 years, stuff like that. So that's why I went in this room and I gave him a shout out. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to talk about this yesterday. Like, you could take little beef Styles and I had back and songs at one another. Another person saying, "Oh, you fat, you Kid Smith, you this," and blah blah blah, threats and all that. I mean, what's more of a contentious battle? He and my Styles and my own little bickering about that, or the battle between Styles and the justice system? One that I've had my spout once or twice with the justice system. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a far bigger entity that's an enemy. So I would never let a little spat and little words back and forth get between saluting that man for getting some, justice, some actual justice and freedom. I don't know the details of the case, this, that, the third. That ain't the point. The point is, he went in there, he learned some shit, and he kicked some ass, and he got up out of there. And you know what I'm saying, is feeling good about that. So yeah, shout out to that, and make forward momentum, follow him everywhere he goes. Right? I remember I had a big case in 2006. Because in Washington, D.C. area, I was like a top CD and DVD bootlegger. I was like supplying everybody. I was a wholesale guy. Started out doing the hand-in-hand. Used to cop from my man Just. Then I got my own burners, my own machines, and just turned the town out. I first started in like '99. I'm like one of the people that introduced bootleg CDs. We started out with mixtapes. Because around '99, people, everyone was rocking tapes. As far as like mixtapes and stuff, and bootleg CDs were kind of unheard of. So I kind of like turned that town upside down with my team or whatever and introduced them to that form of media. And yeah, lo and behold, I got caught. I was like hustling outside of a mall. And I had probably like 500 joints on me, 500 CDs, DVDs and shit. And some cops just ran up on me. No one saw me do a hand-in-hand transaction. I'm with this knucklehead dude I used to fuck with, this cat named Fareed. And yeah, they trying to what happened? I went to the bathroom and I left my man Fareed with my bag. So I'm in the bathroom in the mall. I come out, I see cops around him, jamming him up, talking to him, trying to say, "Oh, whose bag is this?" and all that. So I walk away because police are present. I'm acting like I don't know the dude, and we'll iron everything out later. That's kind of like a rule to the game. Like if you're, if you're not there, cops pull up, you are doing something that's not 100% righteous with the law with them. Yeah, you keep it moving. You're probably gonna be the one that has to bail the person out. So you keep it moving. So I'm trying to walk away, and he's like, "Oh, there go my cousin." I'm not his cousin, by the way. And he's like, "Yo, there go my cousin." And he starts involving me, and then they're asking me about the bag. There go that. He's asking me about the bag, and basically he just jammed me up, and he was running his mouth way too fucking much, and I got jammed up. Now normally, because this had happened before, if you're vending without a license, they just get you for that, and you go to the precinct, you pay a little fine, whatever. But when they caught me, they caught the one guy that at that time turned the city out. They caught the wholesaler. You know what I'm saying? They caught the quote-unquote bigwig. So they tried to hit me with copyright infringement charges. We're going to call every single studio of every movie that's in this bag and alert them, and you're going to face a copyright charge for this. You're going to face a copyright charge for that. Every record label to whom you're bootlegging, we're going to them. So they were trying to smack me very much upside my head. And yeah, so, and then when I'm in the, in the bookings or whatever, where was I at? 7 Locks, Maryland. When I was up in 7 Locks, jammed up, I'm doing everything they say to do right. You know what I'm saying? Come here, fingerprint this, like every single thing they asked me to do while I was jammed up in that little holding cell in that system, I did correctly. And they have it where you, to get out, you have to see the judge, or they show you like a TV of the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? So all the inmates, you know, to get bailed out or whatever, you got to like look at this TV and they show the courtroom. So I did that. They ask you your name, they ask you who you are. I'm on the TV. You know, you're in your jail cell, but on TV is where, you know, they have a TV to see the court. So they're talking to me and everything. I did everything according to how I was supposed to do it up in that shit, right? And then some white motherfucker said, yeah, and he was a lot of trouble, talking about me. They saying, yeah, he was resisting. He didn't go along with this and that. I forget the specifics, but they were saying that I was not going with the flow, which was a complete and outright lie. Ever since the whole time that I got locked up. Now, when they were questioning me, I was on some, you know, let me get a lawyer. I wasn't volunteering information like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when they had me in the holding cell and, sir, go here, do this, do that. I complied with everything that they asked. But then when they put me on that TV, that court TV in front of the judge, so they could figure out if I'm gonna be worth bail or not, or figure out what my bail's gonna be, they blatantly lied and they said I didn't comply with some certain things or whatever. 100% outright lie. So I was like, these motherfuckers, you know? So summarize that story. I had to spend a lot of money on a lawyer. They squashed it. I think I pleaded out to some shit, but it wasn't a felony, like a misdemeanor, and they were supposed to have been expunged. That's another thing. If ever you're jammed up, you get a lawyer, they squash your case and they say it's going to be expunged, follow up and make sure that they expunged your shit. Nah, Jalen, what's up? This was, yeah, I'm in Midtown right now. This was back in 2006. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, long story short, the case was supposed to be expunged. What happened recently, year and some change ago, probably about 2 years ago, I was supposed to go on tour out to Canada, right? And I'm with my peoples. Now, them niggas got felonies because they had some issue in Australia fucking some people up, and, you know, they got jammed up and got felonies out there. So the two people that were in that situation from a prior incident, they had to pay $3,000 to be allowed back in Canada, $3,000 each, right? So they said, yo, let's run your FBI report. They telling me that. I'm like, oh, no, I'm good. I don't got any felonies. I'm straight. You know, the last thing I had where I was in any real legal fray of things, that shit got expunged. I'm cool. So he's like, nah, you know, it's only $100. Let's do your background report anyway. So they did the background report. Lo and behold, that shit was not expunged. It's still on my record, and they got like intimate details and the list of like several different would-be felony charges that they could have charged me with, and lo and behold, they said for me to go to Canada, I would also have to pay $3,000, which is weird because I mean, Canada is strict with letting people in their country, but if you just got misdemeanors, they don't really flex on you like that. And as I said, I don't have any felonies, but that whole thing shouldn't have even showed up for any border patrol to even see. And that shit was it showed up. So what I'm saying is, if a lawyer or anyone ever says that your shit's gonna be expunged, just do know that if you don't take action and squash that shit yourself or follow up with them, they done moved on to the next case, and there's a good chance that your shit won't be expunged because they done forgot about you. They got their bread. So if there's any like post-action, someone's supposed to, I guess that's in life with anything. If it's full amount, yet they're still supposed to do something for you, get on their ass, because people be selfish and they're not gonna think, oh, well, let me get this over. Nah, they're like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that went. Chizzy chat. Oh, you here too, Jalen? That's what's up. Yeah, I'm actually about to hit this gym, Planet Fitness, 27th and 7th, or between 6th and 7th, close to the 7th Avenue side. About to hit there for like an hour and whatnot. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Say what up. So, but what I was tying that little story together to say was that you know, it's dope to see someone beat, you know, this court system at what is the game that they're playing with people. So that's why I say, you know, outside of any little internet bickering, I give Styles the the salute and squashing those matters and being diligent and concise and learning and studying, you know, the ins and outs of the system and, you know, doing it, some shit where, you know, probably someone else that might have went with the flow like I once did back those decade and some change ago, you know, it might not have went that way. So that's dope, studying the law and the law libraries and all that stuff. So listen to Papoose. Papoose has a series of rhymes called the Law Library. And other than just entertainment and dope rhymes, it's very educational. I don't know if we still done them. We did like Law Library Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. Last time I heard, I think they got up to like 9 or 10. You probably got 50 of them shits right now. But, you know, it's a dope lyrical series. Just go on YouTube, Papoose Law Library. There's probably someone that's done uploaded all one video. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that myself. So yeah. Just kicking it for a bit. Just yeah, man, I hope it's good weather wherever y'all are at. You know what I'm saying? It's like 92 degrees last I checked. What was that? Thank you, bro. Right. Yeah, I'm at the gym. This is what I get on right here. Stair step up. Fuck it, right? This shit'll probably knock the phone down. I don't know if I should even. Oh yeah, this ain't gonna work. I'm about to be out. All right. Salute. Enjoy the day.